Well. When we look at what we have here, yet again, I predict the demise of Crunchyroll. But this video isn't just about what Crunchyroll has done. This will be about the trajectory, the path that it's going to go. So as I said in the video, I'm not just going to go over the information that has currently been covered. I'm going to go over some update information and also just the general path that Crunchyroll is probably going to be going down. Because this is something that I predicted many years ago, that this was the path that Crunchyroll was going to go down. And there is more to that prediction that I have that I still believe is going to play out. Now, the funny thing is that if you actually look at this piece of news that a lot of content creators have clearly covered, many of which that have, harped on that Crunchyroll wouldn't do this, that are calling Crunchyroll out for doing exactly what they said Crunchyroll wouldn't do. It's just kind of funny that you look at what Sony has done with PlayStation, right? They're trying to get rid of physicals. They're trying to go to a digital economy. You then look at the fact that Sony bought out Riot Stuff, and then Riot Stuff has been absolutely destroyed and completely just ripped apart from the inside and destroyed what was good about it. And now you've got this whole issue of Crunchyroll has announced changes to the Crunchyroll store. In August, you will need to be a mega or ultra fan to access the storefront. So you will need to pay them to have access to their storefront. So you're not just paying for the item, but you've also got to... That's like paying to walk inside of a store. It's like standing right in front of a store and them saying, you got to pay us $20 to be able to even look at that stuff. It's like... Jesus Christ. I mean, you'd probably be able to at least look at it, but to be able to buy it, you've got to have a membership to it's just, I mean, yeah, some other places like Costco and all those do that kind of thing where you need a membership, but this is just so stupid from a Crunchyroll thing, because a lot of their customers want to buy things and I think needing a membership to be able to even buy stuff from a store is stupid in itself. But the fact is that it's very clear based on this wording here, the new experience will feature curated drops and exclusive merch. It's very clear that they're going to sell only the top tier, the top animes, like the My Hero Academia, the Demon Slayer, the Solo Leveling, the One Piece, the Naruto, right? Those kinds of animes that are very heavily mainstream, and anything below that, you're never going to see proper merch for. And it's going to, again, come with that whole... The funny thing is there's 3 tiers for Crunchyroll. There's like the normal fans, the mega, and then the ultra. You can't even get it with the normal tier. So you can't even just get it as a normal consumer of Crunchyroll's subscription. You've got to pay even more again. It's like, that's how ridiculous it is. It's not even just need a membership. No, you need one of the top tier memberships. So this really just shows the general direction that Crunchyroll is going down. I have also heard rumors that they're going to be phasing out some physical copies of mangas, but I think that's just part of this exclusive merch lineup where they're just going to kind of like phase out the non-popular mangas and just focus on the popular mangas. But there's also a lot of other stores that sell mangas as well. For me in Australia, there's Booktopia that you can go to buy mangas and light novels and stuff. So there's a bunch of other places. And I mean, you can go to like JB Hi-Fi to buy mangas if you're in Australia. In America, there's probably more options. So it's very clear that I feel like Crunchyroll sucks at their storefront so much that people aren't using it. So now they're just like destroying it even more. Rather than trying to make it better, they're just destroying it because they can't be bothered. Which just really shows how Riot Stuff buying that was a bad idea, and why a monopoly that can just buy everything out and buy the competition out is a bad idea. Now, that being said, do I think they will get rid of Blu-rays and DVDs? I could see them limiting the amount that they sell on their storefront at the time being. I could see them slowly trying to phase them out. Now, before someone says, oh, but they'll never do that for this, and this reason. Disney does exactly that, right? Disney is so focused on trying to get people to buy their subscription to their streaming platform that they've been phasing out physical copies. Now, I could see Sony doing that with DVDs and Blu-rays, trying to buy the licensing rights to everything and then limiting the actual accessibility to it to just their storefront, which is ironic because when you look at this and then you look at the fact that we just got news that, again, more of those animes are now removed off their storefront due to expiring licensings, you now got to sit there and realize, oh, well, how else are you going to access these? This is why I like having physical copies. And people always use the excuse, oh, but space and all the rest. It's like, dude, you can buy like CD cases. You can buy like a CD case for like 500 DVDs or Blu-ray CDs for like a small little case. It can fit into a small shelf. Like you could store thousands of DVDs, and it's like, oh, well, how do you keep up with them? It's like, make an Excel spreadsheet. I taught 60-year-olds how to make an Excel spreadsheet. If I can teach a 60-year-old to do that, because I used to be a teacher, fun fact, I'm sure you can do it as well, dumb person on the internet listening to my opinion, right? So it's like, it shouldn't be that hard. And getting access to Excel is easy as well. Like, it's like free. So there's no excuse other than cost, which I could understand owning a physical cost, but you can get stuff that's on sale and all the rest as well. And that's why I think like Crunchyroll doesn't want physicals as much because of Sony, because of the fact that they don't control the market. Because that's the thing, if you buy a physical for a game, say for example for PlayStation, you can get it as a discount from say like a game store, right? JB Hi-Fi, they do discounts if you're in Australia. It's the same with DVDs and Blu-rays. Sure, they might cost a fair bit over here, like $75 to $80 for a Blu-ray for a season of, say, like Alia Sometimes Their Feelings in Russian, because I can see the thing sitting on it and the price tag. But they sometimes will do the whole, like, buy one, get one free at GB. So you can get discounts. They sometimes will drop the price little bit by little bit when they do those discounts, right? And that's why they don't want it, because they don't want you to have that ability to have access to more fraudable stuff and get those discounts. They want to force you onto a streaming platform to get that reoccurring revenue so that they can present it to their shareholders. And this is where monopolies are a bad thing, because once they own the entire logistics network and they own the entire market, they can dictate the terms and completely screw the consumer over. And people still desire physicals. Contrary to what some content creators try to say when they use Grok, Asmongold, there are people that still desire physicals. That's why people buy vinyls. People still like actually owning their media. So this whole idea that, again, this path that they're going to take when it comes to changing their... And you can say, well, what does that have to do with this? It has to do with the fact that it's a clear path that they're taking. Everything is kind of coming together. All these different decisions are all linking together to one ultimate goal that they have in mind, to force you to use their digital digital storefront, which is their streaming platform, and then limiting the amount of merch to just exclusive rubbish. Which, might I add, I don't think most people even like buying stuff on their storefront, which is funny because I can't even buy stuff on their storefront because you have to have an Australian account, which, let me explain it before you freak out. I have to make an Australian account to buy things on the Crunchyroll store. And you're like, okay, well, that's normal, isn't it? No, because I have to have an American account to access the streaming platform. So if I buy a subscription to their streaming platform, it's on an American account, right? It's weird like that. But then I have to make another account to be able to access their storefront, but I can't get the discount that's on the actual membership because it's on the other account, the American account, not on the Australian account. So it's like, that's how screwed over we get. It's so stupid and confusing. So I can't even order stuff from their storefront because I have to have an American number to be able to do it. It's just like, it is so stupid. And I just gave up trying to work it out. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but it's just so stupid, so convoluted, so overly complicated. And there are better sites that you can go to buy merch. One of the places I go for merch is Ami, which they sell figures, but they also sell like shirts, jackets. There's little plastic stands as well. They sell keychains. They sell DVDs and Blu-rays, some of those as well. Not heaps of them. They sell music, CD tracks, all those. They sell a variety of different things. I go to Booktopia for some of the mangas and the light novels, those for Australians out there. Like, there's different stores out there. And I would recommend, if you are in America or in Australia, and there's different stores that I haven't spoken about, recommend them in the comment section. Because if there are some Australians or Americans or any other country, just state, this is the store I use, this is what country I'm from, this is where it can be used in. Give ideas to people to find official merch, right? Not from Crunchyroll. Give people those. If you want to give a middle finger to Crunchyroll, suggest places that you can get merch from. DVDs, Blu-rays, light novels, mangas, merch, all those kinds of stuff. Because what you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of bootleg now. Like cheap, nasty bootleg. Because of the fact that now this storefront is just so abysmally terrible. And this is why I wanted to talk about these multitude of different topics, to prove that the general direction that Crunchyroll is going down, the thing that I very heavily predicted, is happening exactly as I stated. It's just a multitude of different lines all coming together. And it's just frustrating because so many people on Reddit and in my comment section, other content creators, were absolutely deriding them, but now they're trying to rewrite history and go, oh no, we didn't do that. And now they're starting to see the sign that I predicted fucking years ago that I predicted. And now they're all starting to claw and go, oh, maybe he was right. And I'm not the only one that predicted this. There are others as well. But we always get turned into a villain whenever we dare criticize the almighty Crunchyroll. Because God forbid you dare criticize the multi-billion-dollar corporation, the same ones that hate the rich and the corporations. The irony when it comes to the cult of Crunchyroll and Sony, it's just pathetic.